from the iceberg with a grand polar, coming to you over the Ethernet, and into your ears.
If you can just introduce yourselves and then tell me how Velvet Ocean started.
Hello, I'm Riitu, Velvet Ocean band singer and songwriter.
Yeah, I'm Jakke. I'm also writing some songs. Not so much right now because the next album that's going to come up is pretty much written by Riitu. But I've also been composing some songs, and I'm playing guitar in the band.
Velvet Ocean started.
It was 2015 when me and Jakke we started made some music, and we didn't know exactly what kind of music we want to make, but we did know that we want to make some kind of own style metal music.
Yeah, it was just in the beginning. It was just me and Riitu, and we had been having several different kinds of music projects, of course, before, but then we kind of had kind of a meeting, just the two of us, and we were just contemplating what sort of thing we actually want to do, and the result was that we want to do some music of our own, and I think the focus was in metal, but also we have a very versatile music taste, so we didn't really know what kind of music it's going to be. And actually Riitu didn't even know if she can compose anything, because she had been written like when she was like a child. She had been written some songs,
couple of songs,
yeah, but not so much lately. But then there's like when this process started, there's like a plug went off or something, so she started to produce very regularly, maybe several tens of songs actually, and we are still recording those first songs that she wrote back many years ago. And then after we had the material for the first album, that was something like maybe we had 15 songs composed.
Yeah.
So then we start to ask people if they know players who would want to play the kind of music that we've been writing. It's kind of, I would say it's quite light metal, but it's like very melodic and harmonic and that sort of stuff. And we started to ask around, our friends and everybody, and then people started joining the band. So we just gathered the band for the studio session, and then started to record the album, and rest is history.
Yeah, because what caught my attention was the sudden appearance of a cello player.
Yeah, that was maybe I could tell about that, because I was the one asking. There was actually a particular song back then. I think, in my opinion, it's still the best song that Riitu has written. It's called "Broken." It's in the first album, and we were thinking that this is the kind of slow, melodic, beautiful metal song that this definitely needs a cello. We didn't know any cello players, and I just asked my friend who knows everybody in Oulu, asked him, and he said, "Okay, I can think of one person whose personality would be suitable." Yeah. And then I just called the guy. I never had met him before, and he didn't answer my call. So I was like, "Okay, that's it. It's not going to happen." And then just 5 minutes later, Arto called me, and he said that I was in the shower. I was just introducing myself that I'm Jakke from this band that we are trying to put together called Velvet Ocean, and it's metal music, and I was thinking that maybe you would want to play cello in this band. And he didn't even want to listen to one song, he didn't even ask that what kind of music it is, or he didn't even want to. He was like, "Yeah, sure, of course."
He's a really great guy.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, because it turned out that he had, because he's a cello player in the Oulu Symphonic Orchestra. He's been playing there, I think, from when he was 16 years old or something. Very a long time. And I think he, if I understood correctly, he sort of had dream or something that he wants to play in a rock band, or because he's into Black Sabbath and that sort of stuff. So he said then later that okay, when you told me this, that there's a metal band, he was like very enthusiastic right from the beginning. And well, we were very fortunate actually to get him because he's a brilliant player. That was
it adds such a nice dynamic to the songs, especially the ballads. On the introduction, when I first heard it, I thought, oh, it's another wave file, MIDI file being popped in, and then I saw the video and I thought, no, it's a real cello player.
Yeah.
And I thought that was it really puts a lovely dynamic and depth to the music.
And he's Arto is also a very modest kind of person, because first time that we went to record the cello, we recorded it ourselves, and I have of course heard cello in several recordings, and I've heard live symphonic orchestra, but I had never heard cello from that close, from a meter away. And I was like, we were in our rehearsal studio recording, and I was like, that sounds amazing, when you have the professional cello player and cello, 1 meter away from you. And I was like, this sounds like really good.
Sounds amazing.
And he's like very, very modest. Yes, who wouldn't like cello sound?
And isn't it quite a challenge to mix them into the mix if you're playing live?
Not really. One could suppose that it's pretty difficult to mix because of all the stage noise, but it's not, because when you use the correct kind of microphone, it needs to be a piezo microphone, not acoustic microphone. So then it's not a problem at all.
Okay.
We were talking about this illusion fields, and it's like in my opinion, it's a kind of a song that divides people a little bit, because there's like some progressive influences in it. I personally I like it, but
I like
because
it very much.
The acoustic guitar there is almost Spanish.
Yeah, it is. The illusion fields actually started up so that I came up with the acoustic guitar thing, and then that was all that I did at first, and then you started to make the melody. Yeah. So there was in the beginning, in that particular song, there was nothing but the acoustic guitar, and then Riitu singing.
Okay. Your album seems to have like 2 sections, the more heavier, and then there's 3 or 4 ballads, which is quite unusual for a metal band.
Yeah.
I mean, normally it's just like da 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 da, machine gun.
Yeah.
So
we wanted to try many kind of things when we started to make our own music. We how can I say it was, we wanted to try everything.
Yeah, it's probably the one reason it is so varied, the album, is that we didn't actually have a very clear vision what kind of metal music we want to do. So it's in a way you could say that it's a little bit experimental also, the album that we did. Yeah, we did like many different kinds of things, and just wanted to see what works and what not. And actually I actually think it's perhaps not typical, but I think it's a good thing in the album, because nowadays people just release singles. That's like that's the main concept nowadays, that you have to always just have a single, and it's a little bit sad in my opinion, because this album concept is like it gives you a possibility to have different kind of material apart from the single material, because the single material needs to be like radio play material or something like fast, catchy. But if you think about the whole album, you can have different moods in the album.
Yeah, and that's really great. I love it.
I mean, I come from progressive rock background, so to me, if there's a track of 20 minutes, I love tracks of 20 minutes, because you can really go all over the place, and just, you can go fast, you can go slow, you can do whatever you like. And it's refreshing to see, that kind of variation. I agree with you. I wish people would buy albums rather than singles, but that's the world we live in. So
yeah, but there are people who are fighting back this single concept, because I need to tell you, because do you know the Finnish metal band called Lordi? Yeah, well, they released. They actually making music with the same people that we are now making music with Helsinki Records, but they Lordi released seven whole albums at the same time last year. Yeah.
Really big surprise.
Why?
I don't know. I think he's a little bit crazy or something.
Well, maybe they were hoping one will sell. They want more than the other. That's a lot of music to release at once.
Yeah, I think it's also a statement, because maybe he's against the single, thing. So he wants to make like a point, I'm releasing 7. I know that I've heard that he was negotiating with the record company, releasing 10 albums, that the record company said, no, only 7.
Only 7.
Yeah.
So when is your new material going to be coming out?
Yeah, right now we are really busy. We try to make it ready as soon as possible, but it's really difficult to say that when it's ready.
Yeah,
I don't want to say anything because it always changes. Times.
The next single is actually ready for release, but we haven't decided the release date yet. It's going to be quite soon, but it's very difficult to, one thing that I've learned with the first album is that if you say some date, for something, it's never going to happen. When you have it like if you have it in the release that the date, then it's good to talk about dates. But because the dates they change all the time, so it's better not to say anything. But I would say that the next single will be out this spring anyway.
Yeah. And
then we are just trying to finish the album recordings as soon as possible. My original aim was that this album will be released this year, but I'm not quite sure. It's also because I'm the kind of a person, I plan my day. For example, tomorrow I plan doing this and this and this thing, 3 things, and it never happens. It's impossible to do more than 1 thing per day. So that's also it's part my problem also.
And then
my fault.
He's always disappointed. I made only 1.
Yeah, every time. Yeah, every time I plan 3 things for this day, and I firmly believe that I will be able to do those. And every time I do that 1 thing, and then I'm very disappointed. Why didn't I get anything?
And then live shows. I don't know what it's like there with all these lockdowns and everything like that. Is it coming back to normal?
Not yet, because we have it's really difficult to make any gigs right now. But maybe it's going to be a little bit better next month, I think.
Yeah, I think the government has said something that they will
open places.
Yeah, open everything maybe next month, but who knows? And also, it's been like back and forth all the time. So when they clear some restrictions, then the things get worse, and then they put some more restrictions. So it's also very frustrating to actually even start booking gigs, because we have booked our calendar, several times already, and then you have to cancel everything. So this is not it's not very nice. And also, the start of the pandemic, the time for the pandemic to start was maybe the worst possible for us, because our first album came out February 2020, and we didn't have a chance to do not 1 gig after the album release. Everything shut down immediately after the album release. So that was like we had been waiting for 5 years, making the album. Okay, when we have the album ready, we start gigging, and there's like everything shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also I think because now that bands haven't had so many gigs, I think they have had more time to do other things. For example, if we would have been gigging a lot, I don't think we would be in this stage in the new album yet, because it was the first album was out 2020. It's only 2022 now. So it's actually, we have been able to gather the material, I think, faster. If we would have been gigging all the time, it would have taken a long time. In our band, there are like professional musicians, and then there are people who are not professional musicians. That some of us also have, normal jobs. But for the professional musicians, this situation is like catastrophic, because it's good that you have time to think about things, but if you don't have any money, then what can you really do?
The one thing I forgot to ask you, the bands that influenced you most when you were young to get you into music, what were your main influences?
I think that there are too many that it's really difficult to say. I have listened, when I was young, I listened Metallica and Stratovarius. And later I started to listen Evanescence, with Indentation, Nightwish, and I have listened many kind of bands, also so much pop music and all kind of, and Suomi Iskelmä.
Yeah, that's like Finnish Schlager.
Yeah, music too.
Yeah.
Because some of your vocals, I mean, they're stunning. I mean, you suddenly go right up there, like, oh, hello.
No, I don't have but I have been taking some singing, that kind of education. I have 3 different, singing teacher.
Yeah, I think I can actually say on behalf of Riitu that she was on a very I would say high level already when she was like self-taught. But then maybe it was around the time, a little bit before we started to make the recording, that you actually went to the first singing lessons, and now you have had several teachers.
Yeah. But
I think she was quite brilliant even before that. So you could say that she's mainly self-taught, but then the teachers have given some extra to that.
And my father and mother is singing, both of them, and my sisters, two of my sisters, and my big brother also. We all sing.
Because I wanted to mention, because if there's you yourself told that you like albums. So if there's any other weirdos that still like albums, it is possible to buy this physical Purposes and Promises CD, but this is only available in one place in the world. It's available in recordshopx.com, and this is like a worldwide delivery. So you can, it's not very costly. You can deliver, you can order it everywhere in the world, but just one place where you can find it. There are some few left. Yeah, this was very nice.
It was really nice to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
We'll see you. Bye.